Welcome to Getting Real with Real Estate with Danielle Kempf and Jim Kempf, St. Louis's favorite father-daughter real estate team. Your source of real estate information in the greater St. Louis area.
Alrighty, welcome to our YouTube page today, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
For everybody that came over from Spotify or wherever you may be listening to your podcast, we appreciate it.
Nice.
Well,
most people listen just on there, but we're gonna do a fun one today. So if you listen to our short podcast on where you find your podcast, we are gonna go over kind of before, in between, after of rehabbing a house. So we just got
HGTv,
but better.
Kempf Team
HGTv.
Yeah, that's how it's going to be.
Yes, maybe that's what we named the podcast.
Yeah, you never know.
So we started this in early July.
Is that right? Okay.
Well, it was July 4th when we got the dumpster to start moving stuff out.
Okay. Yeah.
So early July we started this, but let's give a little history. How long have you had this rental for?
So I bought this house probably back in about 2006 or 7 maybe.
Okay.
Something like that, probably.
Okay. How many tenants have you had in it?
I think I've had 2, possibly 3, but for sure 2.
Wow. So 2, maybe 3 tenants in about
the last tenant that was there was there.
Years.
Yeah. So the last tenant that was there for at least like 11 years, and almost paid the entire house off. So that was really
awesome.
nice. Yeah, it was pretty cool. Which is the way you like it if you're doing rentals. We talked about that a couple of times on our rental podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But so this is just a little 1-bedroom house in the city that we. The tenant was there for a long time, and they moved out, and we went in, and I guess you could go ahead and start.
We just went in and rehabbed it.
Yeah,
we'll start with the inside.
Picture? Okay, yeah.
I'll show the picture.
We'll start with a little video, I guess, right? Danielle took a video when just walking in.
Right when we
house.
first went in the house. So there's no electric, probably no power, no utilities on at all, really.
Yeah.
So some of it's a little dark, so you see my flashlight kind of beaming around.
Yeah, and so the tenants there were fairly heavy smokers.
Yes. Oh gosh.
And that's disgusting, believe me.
Oh Lord.
It was very heavily smoky smelled, and everything that you wiped off. I mean, you could wipe stuff 100 times, but it was like you had that nicotine brownish on everything.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a lot of their junk, I guess. It was all still left in there.
That's when we had to get the dumpster to get everything out.
A refrigerator in the bedroom.
That's a new one.
Haven't seen that one before. But that's, yeah.
There's my tiny closet.
Yeah, that's the closet.
But yeah, that
small little place.
But it's a good little place. It's a good place now.
Yeah, it's really just a nice little house. Here's the bathroom.
Here's the bathroom.
So it was
before.
Kind of rough. You'll see some pictures coming up of
what we do to
what
it.
We've done to it. Yeah, it turned out really nice. And shout out to Fitz and Allard Construction Company who came in and did the rehab for us. Ken.
Well, did a lot of it for us.
Did a lot. Yeah, they did they did the heavy
floors,
lifting.
bathroom, kitchen.
Yeah, they did that stuff. We did a lot of the cosmetic-y stuff.
Just the painting, cleaning up.
Yep. But the floor
was pretty rough.
Nasty.
I mean, just the house was kind of rough to begin with.
A lot of dog hair, a lot of all kinds of stuff. But
just hadn't been updated in 11 years.
Yeah, at least 11 years. Yeah, right. Yeah. So a long time.
Yeah.
So it was, you can see all the stuff that was left on the, cabinets and counters. I mean, they essentially just kind of. I mean, I felt bad. The guy, he kind of got sick. He had to go to like a rehab facility, but he just left everything.
Yeah.
And neither he nor any of his family came and got their stuff.
So we kind of had to.
So his stuff's all in my garage.
With it. Yeah, it is. It's still in the garage right now.
So all right. So that was kind of that was
before.
The before. What are you gonna go to next?
I guess we'll just start diving into kind of some of the videos.
Let's start what we had to do there, right? So all that stuff, first of all, had to go. Right?
Get a dumpster on July 4th weekend. That's what we did our weekend, and it was like 100 degrees outside.
Yeah, that was rough.
And it was hot, and inside that metal box was even hotter.
Yeah, that was rough.
That was a rough one.
it was I think I got a 30-yard dumpster and we filled that sucker.
We filled it. Plus, we used the dumpsters because it's in the city. We have dumpsters in the alley, so we filled some of those up too.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is still in the garage. We boxed up as much of his stuff, like personal stuff that we could.
We saved everything we could.
I remember boxing up his
some of
wedding
it's trash.
flutes, like his wedding champagne flutes. That was so sad to box up.
I know.
But
we tried to save them for them, so hopefully they contact us and come back and get them.
Yeah, so I can use my garage.
Yeah, well, or I can use your garage.
Hey now.
All right, so this is what do we got here?
I don't know. This is just
this
starting.
is another. Well, this is we had gotten everything out.
So I guess the first thing we had to do, we had to scrub the walls. Like Jim was saying, because of all the smoke, we went in and killed the walls, or not kills, water and bleach or
you
ammonia.
had to scrub them down first. Right?
Yeah, and
so
you wiped off one wall and had to practically change the water.
Yeah, that was done a couple times, and then it was
and sealing.
So then you gotta put primer on it, a couple coats,
a few coats of kills.
Yeah, that's kind of what the bathroom's looking like. But yeah, just the preparation for painting was just like enormous. There was so much to do.
You had to get everything out, or any like stuff that we needed was just pushed into the middle of the room so that we could get to the outside walls.
Yeah.
Except for that fridge there. The fridge was still in the
like that
back
picture
room.
Right there, you can see we got the kitchen cabinets are stacked in there.
Floors are stuck in there. There's some water.
So, there's just a lot of stuff that a lot of the supplies too had to go somewhere. So
so it just ended up in that back room.
It was a little bit of working around things for a while.
Yeah.
We put a new roof on the house as well. That was kind of one of the other things. Yeah, that was another thing that we had to do on that one, which it definitely needed. So, what do you got on this one here? What's going on?
So this is still just another one. So I think this is when we have the agreeable gray, because who doesn't love a good agreeable gray neutral paint a coat?
It's a great color.
It's a great color.
All the trim was, you can see it there. It's kind of yellowish. That's
what color is my ceiling and trim?
So the ceiling. So here the ceiling is a designer color by Sherwin-Williams. It's called Marlboro Gray.
White.
I'm sorry, Marlboro White. Yeah, Marlboro White. And how you get that color is you
try to scrub the ceiling.
The ceiling.
It doesn't really come off.
Right. You kills it a a couple times.
I think
and that
3
doesn't cover
coats
it,
of
right?
kills.
And then you put two coats of ceiling paint with primer, and that doesn't cover it. So it's a great color though.
You really can't tell.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
But it
looks nice now. I mean, it really does look pretty nice.
It does. There are some spots in it that, like, you look at the crown molding, you're like, ooh, that didn't get a coat of primer on it, and that's just kills.
Yeah, you can tell that in a few places. So there's still some work to do. I mean, but that's just touch up that can be done. Painting's easy.
It is. And a few, like, I don't know.
But we put a whole new kitchen in there.
We put a whole new kitchen in. We put new floors in. So
yep. We went with vinyl plank in the kitchen,
and
bathroom,
we made it look
hallway.
like the original hardwood floor. So we kind of went with something that was more like the original wood, maybe some discoloration. Not like discoloration, but like not a solid color in it.
It's not gray.
Oh, God, no. One of my biggest pet peeves is like a natural wood floor next to the gray vinyl plank.
Yeah.
It does not look right.
Yeah. This turned out nice.
It looks really nice. It's not perfectly seamless, but it's as close as you're gonna get with new floors and original floors. It's a really good mix.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, I don't know. The original floors they're not oak. I think there might be pine or something.
Yeah, that's why I just said wood.
Yeah, but it did match fairly closely.
It's pretty close. I think I have another photo of it somewhere else.
Yeah,
so let's take a quick second. What did you like about doing this rehab project?
What did I like about it?
Spending the quality time with your daughter.
Yes, that was the best part of it.
Really?
And spending every free minute I had for like 2 months I loved that.
Yeah.
No, I'm here. Honestly, God, I don't mind like painting and stuff. And sometimes it, to me, is not bad just to be like, you got the music playing.
You got a beer maybe. You start painting.
Yeah, and maybe have a cold beer and get the music playing and just the phone's not ringing or I'm not answering it and I'm just getting some work done. And it's relaxing, sort of.
I would agree with that. Like,
it's a lot of work, but...
It is. But like once
really
I started trimming, so I acquired a new skill during this. I learned how to paint trim, and I love it now. Because like you just said, you just have your paint, your brush, and you just spend however long you need, and that's all you're doing is just cutting in and then painting it a little bit. You don't care what anybody else is doing as long as they're not getting near your wet paint.
That's right. Yeah.
So it is pretty satisfying. And then when you're done, you look at it and you're just like, wow, that looks 10 times better.
Yeah, the best to me, I've always loved, like, when you see a complete disaster of a house, and then you slowly but surely see it transform into
what it can be.
And this one turned out pretty nice.
This one did turn out really nice.
Of course, we went with white kitchen.
The white kitchen cabinet.
A little challenging, the layout, because it's so small. We wanted to. It originally didn't have a dishwasher, so we wanted to put a dishwasher in there. So I had to buy a smaller 18-inch dishwasher, which
it's so little.
They're so tiny, but they're so expensive compared to a normal size one.
But we could have gotten a normal one, but we would have had to pull permits to change the plumbing around. And so kind of in an essence of
we wanted to keep it just cosmetic. We didn't really want to dive in and do a lot of change in electric and change in plumbing that would have required permits. So we just decided to just do the cosmetic stuff.
Yep.
But it turned out nice.
It did.
I think it looked good. And
I think it does look good.
It's a nice
It's a good house. It's
what
a good
other
rental house.
What other ones you got there? What other pictures?
Oh, I'm just doing the
This
videos
is just
right
more.
now. So this is me. This is me showing all my friends. Because all these videos are from Snapchat that I sent to all my friends for updates.
Oh, I see. All right, good.
So that's where I recorded all of them.
You can see it's got hardwood throughout the house. It's got nice windows. It's got nice natural light in the little place. Lots of old wood trim, which is kind of cool. This, I guess, is going to be there's the kitchen. So that's
there's
almost
your itty-bitty
done.
dishwasher. No countertops in there yet.
Yep. We put some granite in there.
I saved you $700 on a different type of counter.
Yeah. For once, she picked the
cheaper,
the lesser expensive product when it came to the granite. Which, wow.
Oh, so here's our floor. See, look at that. So like it compares really good.
Yeah, that turned out nice. I like how it went. How it came together.
I do too. And there's my bathroom.
The bathroom turned out really nice.
Really nice.
Yeah.
We still need to do some touching up on it, but you know what? That's okay.
Yeah. No, that turned out really good.
There's me again. We don't need to see me again. Just do some photos.
Here.
You want to see the bathroom?
Yeah.
Kitchen?
Show the bathroom gutted.
Okay.
So y'all saw it, I guess.
You saw it before without the electric.
Yep. So that's
and then
what
look how
small
like that looks.
There was not a stitch of insulation in between the wall in that bathroom.
No,
so we had to add some insulation, and then we threw.
They had to support a few of them a little bit better.
Yeah, just a little bit of. It looks like there used to be a window there a long time ago.
Yeah. Had to do some bit in the floor around where the toilet was.
Yeah, there was. And then threw the tub in there, insulated, and then put up Durock, of course, and then.
And you do that to make sure that I learned this too. This is something else that I learned.
What's
that? What'd you call it? Bedrock? Durock.
Concrete board.
Yeah, so you put that in between your drywall and your tile, because your tile and your grout.
No drywall. You put that behind. That goes right up to the studs.
That goes right.
But you got the right reason.
But yeah, because like your tile and your grout, that's not waterproof. So like if water seeps back in it, like if they don't put that, like
right.
Gage told me a horror story where some guy just had drywall behind his tile, which is why I'm saying don't do that.
Correct.
Because then your drywall gets wet and moldy, and no one wants that.
Right.
So make sure you use that Durock when you're doing a bathroom.
Durock. Or concrete board. Durock's one of the brands, but yes. No. Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right.
So I learned that.
Yeah. And that's what so when that happens, that's when you start getting loose tiles, and tiles
leaks
start
probably in your basement.
May or may not leak. You're not getting a lot of water through there, but as water soaks through the grout, you're absolutely right. That's what'll happen. So it turned out kind of nice.
And then there's the finished.
Yeah, looked out.
And then the vanities or the medicine cabinet's not in there.
Oh yeah.
But that's okay. That's just a cosmetic bit we added in.
Yeah.
So that's the bathroom.
And then let's show a picture of your garage.
So here's my before garage, and
so you'll see the door there is really rough.
The door. It's really rough.
So's the fascia. So
I painted that.
We knew we had to paint.
And that fascia looks 10 times better. The door still looks a little rough.
Yeah.
And ignore all the stuff in front of it.
Yeah, that's the stuff that was
left over.
But
then it looks fine.
That was 2 coats.
That was 2 coats.
Or 2 coats of paint.
Yes.
So it looks a lot better.
It does. Apparently not good
Don't
enough.
tell the city inspector that, because he wrote us up for that as a minor violation. And I laughed when he said that, because I'm like, dude, my daughter painted that thing twice. He goes, yeah, but it still looks like it needs it.
Still needs 2 more coats.
I'm like, okay, no problem.
So we'll be finishing that up, but that's
It
okay.
was kind of funny.
And then here's our kitchen. Do we want to do like a before after of our kitchen?
Yeah, I do. That's what it looked like before.
Same fridge. Had to
Pretty rough.
demold it. So
Yeah,
here's
it
a
was
good
pretty nasty.
bit. If you ever have a fridge that gets mold in it, which I hope you never do, straight vinegar, rub that down on every surface. Unplug your fridge first. Let me say this. Unplug your fridge first. Let it dry out. Rub everything down with straight vinegar.
Yeah.
Let that dry. Go in, spray it with some bleach water. So far, no mold has come back.
Straight bleach, not bleach water.
No, I did bleach water. I did just like diluted.
Shouldn't have diluted it.
Why?
Because it already has water in it.
Oh, well, I diluted
Mold likes
it.
water, so you want to use as little as you can.
Oh, well, I diluted
That's okay.
it.
All right. It must have worked, so.
It hasn't come back yet.
But yeah, so that's what it looked like, and then that's what it looked like.
Gutted.
Gutted
With everything
and primed,
out.
I guess, primered. And then that's
With
what it looked like.
cabinets.
With
And
cabinets
there's
and
no
stuff.
kind of in between. It just went
Yeah.
from nothing to
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But then we have granite, our last little bit.
It looked pretty nice.
And then
We
they
had
did add a microwave in.
Yeah, we had a micro, of course, and then you can see the bracket up there, and then the stove, and that really kind of was a tight fit in there between the wall and the edge.
They
of the
had to
dishwasher.
do a little shimmying in there.
It was tight. We had 116 inches and used 100 and
15 and a half.
something. We used probably 116 point something. I don't know.
I mean,
We
everything
squeezed
opens.
Yeah, it works
at
fine.
least.
Everything's fine. It looks good.
Yeah.
There's good cabinet space. So, what
but-
was your favorite part of doing this whole thing?
Oh, my favorite part? Picking everything out on Dad's dollar. Going to Home Depot and like picking out like. I mean, you helped a lot with it. Like we
It's
kind of had an
fun.
idea.
It's kind of fun, but it kind of sucks when the bill comes.
Well, I didn't have that part, so I just got to pick out like. Well, like tile, like picking out our tile. I think we spent like 15 minutes trying to figure out which tile we wanted.
Mhm.
Maybe not 15 minutes, but we took a hot minute. Like we were comparing a bunch of different options.
Mainly the contrast tile, I think, wasn't it the one that you were
Yeah,
having a hard
'cause I
time
was-
picking out?
Yeah, but also we were trying to figure out which ones to mix and match with.
Yeah. The flooring.
The flooring was easy. That was the
a pretty
first.
easy pick.
That was the first one we saw. We walked through the aisle and said, "That's the one I want."
That was pretty simple.
That one was pretty easy. You already decided we were doing agreeable gray.
Yeah, the paint was pretty easy. The fixtures and stuff, those, that stuff's, it's fun to pick that stuff out.
It is.
It's
Just kind
like,
of make sure it all fits and matches. So like you shouldn't. I shouldn't have to tell you this, but like don't do like brushed nickel next to gold and like a black door
keep it all
knob.
good. Yeah, right.
Pick
keep
the
it all
same color and keep it throughout.
Well, and the other thing I'll suggest to people too is when you go to buy like faucets and shower valves and that kind of stuff, don't go cheap, especially shower valves. Don't go with the cheapy, the real cheapy brands, especially shower valves. Buy a good one, because like Delta, Moen, some of those you can, if you ever have to, you can replace those
Parts of it?
What do you call it? The cartridges that go in there, which can make a big difference. So you're not having to tear a wall up to replace a shower valve. That's expensive. So buy a good quality one. That would be my recommendation. Even on your like kitchen faucet.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the faucet because like we went with one of the ones that like has the handle that pulls down.
Mm-hmm.
All of those have like magnets in them or like the recoil system.
Yeah.
If you get a real cheap one, it's probably gonna last like a week when it recoils, and it's just kind of gonna dangle down a little bit.
Yep. So don't cheap out on some of that stuff. You'll regret it, really.
Yeah.
Appliances, kind of the same way. I mean, we got GE appliances. Appliance Discounters does a nice job. They're pretty reasonable in prices. It worked out pretty good, though. I think everything turned out just the way it should have. We did not put a garbage disposal in.
Why not? Do you want to tell landlords
Yeah, I'll tell you
why?
exactly why.
As a
when
landlord.
as a landlord, when you have a garbage disposal, people, I don't understand why, but they think they can just put any, like, bunch of, down those things, like everything. Like, they'll dump
Just
all
rinse
kinds
the
of
entire
crap in
plate
there.
off in the sink.
I mean, they'll put so much junk down there.
Well, yeah, and then it
People-
clogs up.
Eggshells, coffee, grease, all
Dump
kinds of
grease.
food, as much food as they can jam pack in there.
Well, I mean, people do that with their dishwashers too. They just put
Yeah.
dirty plates, with food still caked on them,
yeah.
just in the dishwasher, and then
Yeah,
wonder
they
why the
think it just
dishwasher doesn't
magically-
clean.
Yeah, they think it just magically disappears. The stuff's got to go somewhere.
And it goes down your
And
drains.
And it sticks in your pipes and clogs them up, and then they call the landlord and go, my sink clogged up. Well, of course it clogged up. You just poured,
We can see all the
grease in it.
Yeah, and if your landlord does a video, you can see grease in the pipes. It kind of floats at the top, doesn't it?
Well, I had one in a P-trap, and it was solid. The P-trap was solid grease. It had congealed, and it was nothing but solid grease. And I'm like, what how did you...
How did you do that?
Of course it clogged up. What are you thinking?
Yeah.
So that, I don't know. That was just a fun little project. Do you
It
have any
was a
more
fun project.
videos in there?
I do.
We did a lot of painting, man,
So
a lot
much
of painting. And because we did have to do multiple coats on this house.
So I think we
because
already
of
saw
the-
this one. So I think that we're ready for the final of
sure.
the house.
All right. Is that kind of the final walkthrough?
This is the final walkthrough
There's still
before
some
I
stuff
moved.
in it,
Yeah,
but-
we didn't get everything cleaned out, and I was just moving into this rental for
Yeah.
him, so it didn't matter if it was perfect. And there's still a few things on our to-do list that we want to get done, but for the most part,
We did some nice ceiling fans. And actually, we got a good deal on those, which
Yeah.
was pretty nice. $100 a piece. I was excited.
they were on sale.
When you picked them out, they were like 170 or something, and
Something
then they
like
were on
that.
sale when I went and bought them. So that was
Sweet.
bonus. But yeah, that's kind of what it looks like now.
Just nice and bright.
One thing we should have done a little different. The light that we put in the kitchen was probably not as bright.
No, it's
as it should.
brightable.
Oh, it
It's
is now?
dimmable. We figured out
so
how
you
to make
figured
it
out
brighter.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. So it can be brighter because it was
Yeah.
at first.
The
it
hallway's a
wasn't-
little dark. There's no light in the hallway.
Yeah, there is no hallway in there. There is a whole house fan though, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
So that can be, those can kind of help you out. That I think still doesn't have the medicine cabinet there.
That's okay.
But anyway, so that's kind of the deal.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of a fun project.
It was
we
a
enjoyed
fun
it.
project.
Um,
And I think a lot of the things we chose were very neutral, so that when I'm done renting there and you're ready for the next renter,
That's why. Exactly
you
why
are.
we did
It's
it.
just easy. Maybe a quick coat of paint here and there, just a quick touch up.
Yep.
And
We need to put some blinds in there still.
I do need blinds. Yes.
We got to get that done, but yeah.
It was a fun project.
a lot of work though. I mean, it will.
It will take up a lot of your time, and you're just like, oh, even if I have contractors doing the bulk of the
It'll
work,
take up
you
way
are
more
going to
than
be
you
thinking
expect.
about this house at all hours of the day. They're gonna call you, be like, hey, are you sure you want this that way? And it's not that they're questioning you; they just want to make sure that they do it right and to your standards.
Well, yeah. I mean, and then you'll have.
Then you got to do some of the stuff yourself.
You'll have
too.
one guy scheduled to come put something in, and then
They're
your
delayed
next
2
contractor
days.
is dependent on him getting that in first, and then he gets delayed, and then you got to call the other guy and go, hey, so and so is 2 days late, and then so you got to juggle a lot of that stuff. So there's a lot of headaches involved in it. It's not easy.
No. And you kind of have to know what to do when. So you don't put brand new floors down and then paint the house. You paint the
that's a
house
good
and then
point.
put the floors down. So you kind of have
floors
to
go last. Yeah.
figure out, well, I mean, your kitchen kind of goes last because you can't put cabinets in without your floors. So you kind of, it's kind of like Jenga. You kind of got to
A lot of moving parts.
around.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces that go involved in
Mhm.
putting one of these together. But it's a good project. This was nice because it was kind of small,
Yeah.
but it takes up a lot of time.
It does.
And
Takes up most of your weekends. And then
Yeah.
even when you have like a game plan, you'd be like, I want to be done by this date. Give yourself some wiggle room in there because you're working with contractors and you might have a hiccup or you might not get something done, or like Jim just said, someone's going to get delayed at some point and throughout the process. So give yourself a little extra wiggle room
Yep.
and how
agreed.
long you think it's going to take.
It'll always take longer, and you'll
It
always
will.
spend more money than you think you will.
Did you spend more than you think you would?
No, actually, we came in just a hair under where I really thought
Okay.
we'd end up being, but we still have an outside issue with the water line, the main water line that we have to get rectified.
Yeah.
But
Well,
so
in the
once
front.
when that's all said and done, and then a
Chimney.
couple of minor violations on the city inspection. So once that's all said and done, we'll be probably right around what I thought we'd spend.
Okay.
But overall, it went pretty much as planned.
And
So-
would you do it again? Maybe not this house, but just would you do it again?
Well, yeah, I've got another house to do actually at some point in time, so we will be doing it again.
We will
for
be
sure.
doing it again.
And then we're looking at another, possibly to buy one. So we
yeah.
will do it again, just a matter of when.
When we'll do it. All right, so I think that's a good wrap up for today. So if you want to get into any rehab projects, we just finished a series with Brennan with Heartland Mortgage Lending about how you can get financing for that, so you can get in and do these projects of your own. But if you have any questions, give us a call, send us an email, comment below.
Yeah, we'd love to chat about it, see what you want to do, what your goals are, and kind of help you work toward that.
Or if you need any contractors, we got some contractors we can refer you to help you throughout the project. So we're your one-stop shop. If you need anything rental related, give us a call.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good day.
See ya.
You've been listening to Getting Real with Real Estate with the Kempf team. Have questions about real estate or something you'd like to discuss? Contact the Kempf team at 314-336-1926 or visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/the Kempf team. Don't want to miss any episodes? Follow us on your favorite podcast app or YouTube. The Kempf team. Real, honest real estate.